Listen, I'm going to ask you, what is the difference between a running cap and a baseball cap?
I'm going to say the material because when I said that, I didn't really know why I called it a running cap and not a baseball cap, but we'll say the material. We'll say the material. It's a
Uh,
lighter weight than a baseball cap.
They're usually moisture wicking, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. I knew what
Moisture
you meant.
wicking, ventilation,
Ventilation,
lightweight.
breathable. Yeah, I,
Yeah.
I knew what you meant, but before we get that email, I just wanted to put that out there.
Yeah. It doesn't have the little button on top. That's why.
You can't hit a baseball in it.
Right. Wolfman here. Be sure to find us on Facebook, X, YouTube, and subscribe to the alerts so you know when we release great things.
All right, guys, we're going to be talking about running in the hot weather and exercising in hot weather because it is hot, hot, hot. Right,
How you
Wolfman?
feeling? It has been hot, hot and humid.
Oh man. So this is important stuff. We gotta talk about this. So first question, right out of the chute, I gotta get this out there. You run in Vibram Five Fingers. When it's
I do.
hot, do you go barefoot?
I tell you what, you can definitely feel the pavement. So, but I think you
So
would even in other shoes.
so
But if I'm
I,
walking
I don't
around, yeah,
change I don't change my footwear for the hot weather. You change anything like that?
no, I do not.
Socks do I do change my socks though. I will wear a thinner sock for the hot weather. Nothing thick.
Yeah, I don't wear different socks. Like I already wear thinner ones when it's no longer snowing anyway, but I don't have any even thinner ones yet.
Put that on the Christmas list.
Yeah. I got my thick ones and I got my thin ones, but I don't have my thinner ones.
Now, how about as far as what you're wearing? Are you doing singlet, t-shirt, shorts? What kind of kit are you using?
When it is really hot like it was last week or so, I'll wear a singlet or I'll just run in no shirt, just shorts. Usually a hat just to keep the sun out of my face. Um, I haven't done it yet this year, but usually I wear sunscreen if I'm going to be out for a while. But I keep forgetting it this year for some reason.
That's funny. You got to
That's why
remember
I've
that's
got this.
important. Protect the
Yeah, that's
skin.
why I have this. That's why I have this golden tan this year.
Yeah, I tend to wear maybe a singlet, no shirt, whatever. It depends on the weather. But if it's going to be messy, where it's going to be hot and humid, definitely less is better.
Yeah,
But you got to be smart about it because you do want to protect yourself if you're going to be out for a while. Like you're a marathoner. I mean, if you're going to run for a couple hours, you do want to put some sunscreen on for sure.
yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah. And I typically do, and I don't know why I haven't this year, but it's been hot enough and sunny enough. I should be.
Then heat wave in PA.
Yeah, man.
I was going to ask you. So you're not changing the footwear. You like the hat. I'm not a hat guy. Have you always worn hats?
I did not. I would wear winter hats, but I never wore like a running cap.
Right.
And I don't even know when it started or why it started, but I almost always wear a hat anymore. And it really does keep the sun out of your face, the rain out of your face. It's pretty wild. I almost always wear one running now, but no, I never did.
Listen, I'm going to ask you, what is the difference between a running cap and a baseball cap?
I'm going to say the material because when I said that, I didn't really know why I called it a running cap and not a baseball cap, but we'll say the material. We'll say the material. It's a lighter weight than a baseball cap.
They're usually moisture wicking, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. I knew what
Moisture
you meant.
wicking, ventilation,
Ventilation,
lightweight.
breathable. Yeah,
Yeah.
I knew what you meant, but before we get that email, I just wanted to put that out there.
Yeah. It doesn't have the little button on top. That's why.
You can't hit a baseball in it.
Right.
That's funny. All right, so where's your training at?
So
What
far
are you
so
doing?
good. It's going well. I put together a pretty good week last week. Despite the heat the week before, I put together another good week. So we're getting back on track. How about yourself?
Nice. I'm doing better, but I'm not doing great. All you fans
Good
out
deal.
there that aren't doing well, I'm with you right now. I'm running, but I'm not running well.
But no, it's been good. So
Yeah, no, it's been as good as it can be, especially with the hot weather. You do what you
yeah.
can do. You get a heat wave
Now,
like
do
this.
you?
What's that?
Oh, go ahead.
When you get a heat wave like this, honestly, you want to be smart about it. You don't want to get caught out there dehydrated in the hot weather. You want to be smart with your decisions. So take your time, plan your routes, plan your time of run. Early morning is usually better. Late in the evening when it's not as hot, it's cooling down. But you have to
Yeah,
be smart about it.
yeah. I was gonna ask you. Do you tend to drink more water, more Gatorade when it's hot like this? Do you make changes there or no?
Afterwards. I'm typically more afterwards. I cramp easily, so I try not to drink too much beforehand. But I definitely don't. I won't risk it. I know my body well enough that I won't go out when I'm dehydrated, or if I go out when I haven't had enough fluids. I'm not going to do a real lengthy run. It's just a quick little. I got to get a mile or two in, that kind of thing. That's different for me. But no, I try to get myself hydrated, ready, prepared, good time of day, and be smart about it.
Good. I
But
will.
but le- now I'm sure you and many others have been caught in this. You get out there, it's a nice day, it's hot, but it's workable, and all of a sudden you get out there, and then thunder and lightning.
Yes.
That's the worst, especially when you're a couple miles out, because now you're stuck. You got to run back.
Yeah. Yeah. I, I've even watched the radar and things to try to work around those storms because it's summertime. It gets hot. It gets humid, and like you said, they pop up. And I almost got caught in one last week. I was watching. It seemed like it had moved through, and so I went out for my run. And as I turned around, it started. You could hear the thunder, and you could feel it in the air. And just about the time I got to the bottom of the driveway, thunder, lightning, rain, the whole nine.
That's the worst. It's the best when you make it back, like when you hit your porch or something like that, right?
Yeah,
That's awesome. But when you're like mid run or you're just getting out there in the first quarter, it's terrible. I'll never forget. We did a run. It was me, my brother, and my cousin was on a bike, and we went out. We were in good shape, like really good shape, and we were booking. We went way out, and like 4 or 5 miles out, whatever it was. Turned around on the way back, thunder, lightning, pouring rain, right? So we sent my cousin up ahead of us and said, just, get back to the house, get a car, come pick us up. He didn't make it, man. He was in such bad cardio shape. He was like not going up the hill well. We caught up to him. I just jumped on the bike. I rode home and got it. But you just got to watch because now I'm on a bike, pedaling full throttle up a mountain, hoping not to get struck by lightning.
yeah. My father-in-law asked me over the weekend because there was chance of like pop-up showers and stuff, and we were there this weekend. So have you ever gotten caught in something like that on a run? I was like, oh yeah,
Yeah.
it
Oh, for sure.
happens. You run long
I
enough,
mean,
it happens.
yeah, I mean, you do what you got to do. Like I've gone up on porches and jumped in somebody's car. Like you do what you got to do, but just be safe with it because it is dangerous. I mean, people do get struck by
Yeah,
lightning for sure.
yeah,
So,
yeah.
but it's also not real safe to jump on someone's porch. But It happens.
Yeah, it depends on who it is and what you're wearing, I guess.
Yeah, it's different when it's like in your neighborhood or something like that versus a random.
Yeah, that's true. But that's
Yeah,
fun.
the one time we made up on a porch and the guy was like, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, "Oh, we're just waiting for the lightning to pass, and then we're gonna get off your porch."
Try not to die, dude.
Yeah, right. He was cool though. He calmed down. I think he was a little worried. Bunch of people with no shirts
Sure.
on run up on your porch. It's kind of weird.
Yeah, just a little bit.
So yeah, but like I said, it's all about changing it up. So in the cold weather, we talked about that, how you got to be prepared, you got to layer up.
Mhm.
In the warm weather, it's the opposite. You got to lose some layers, do some things that are proactive. You may have to run with some, drinks or something to replenish some nutrients, because that's the other thing too, is that when you get dehydrated, it's not just water, you're losing other things as well.
Right.
That's why, the electrolytes need to be replaced, because it affects your performance, right? So
Yeah.
if you are out there and you're sweating and sweating and sweating, you're not just losing the water. So you may need something to ingest as well, so that you can replenish those electrolytes and continue the workout, run, whatever it is, in the hot weather. So
Yeah.
definitely do a little research, be safe with it, get to know your body better, especially if you're new to running or exercising. Just take your time, learn a little bit about it. It's well worth it. It'll make a huge difference in how
It
you
will.
feel, how you recover, how you perform, the whole nine.
Yeah, that's one thing I was gonna say when we were talking about hydration. This time of year, I definitely drink more Gatorade than other times of the year. Like typically, I will just have a Gatorade after a longer run or a harder workout. But this time of year, if I'm sweating a lot, I'll grab a Gatorade, split the bottle in half, whatever it might take, but definitely increase the Gatorade intake. And
Mhm.
I'll even split runs apart. That week of the heat
That's good.
wave, I might run 4 miles when it's cooler in the morning, and then a few later, or if you can only run in the heat, I'll do smaller runs with breaks between them. I adjust the paces a little bit, where maybe instead of targeting a pace, I'll try to stay within a heart rate zone instead, because your body's
Mhm.
working harder to cool you down too.
Yes. Yeah.
Um, like you
It's
said
gonna
with
make
the
a
winter running.
difference for sure.
Yeah,
You're
yeah,
not gonna feel the same, you're not gonna have the same time, and that's okay,
right,
let that go, you don't need to worry about that. It's not gonna
right,
matter.
right. Like you said with the winter stuff, and we've said it 1,000 times, you've got to be willing to be flexible
You gotta do your
and
stretches.
flexible. Got to stretch out.
Gotta stretch. So, yeah,
Do
no,
you,
for sure, it's all good advice, it's all good stuff, just pay attention, get to know your body. Um, the You mentioned Gatorade. Now, I wanted to bring this up. I don't think we ever talked about this.
Gatorade.
I don't think we ever talked about this on the show. A lot of people drink chocolate milk after the run as a
I
recovery
do.
drink. Now, you are a big milk fan, but I don't know that you're necessarily a chocolate milk fan. So, what are your thoughts?
I think, I mean, I agree. I think it's a great recovery drink. I do not drink chocolate milk after a workout or a long run. I actually drink muscle milk, because I think it has a higher protein count, is why.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
the
What
kids
flavor?
drink the chocolate milk, and then I never have chocolate milk either, so they don't drink the muscle milk.
What flavor muscle milk?
Oh, I've tried different ones. I like the chocolate one and the vanilla one the best. I tried the strawberry one, not a fan. It tasted okay at first, and then I thought I was drinking Pepto Bismol, so I said nope. I said, Maverick, to my son, not you. Don't don't ever let Daddy buy this pink drink again. Okay, he said.
I'm not a fan of strawberry flavoring. I like strawberries, but not the flavoring. So if you offer me a drink that's strawberry, whatever, I'm like, no, absolutely not. Not taking it.
Yeah, I am normally the same, but then I thought the chocolate one is so good, the vanilla one is so good. They can't screw up the strawberry one,
That
right?
that's exactly how it happens. That's how it
Yeah.
happens. That's how every bad flavor in anything has ever come about, right? We can't
Right.
go wrong. We can't go wrong. Here we go. Taco flavored ice cream.
With or without sour cream and olives.
You want some avocado on there? What do you want? No, no, thank you.
Guac.
It's all the craze.
What do
Yeah,
you
no,
do you do the chocolate milk thing or no?
oh, my family's big on chocolate milk. I drink it occasionally. I don't thought process it. I just, oh, here's a chocolate milk. I'll drink this right now. Felt like drinking it. I'm not like planning it. I'm not doing it after a run regularly, but I know a lot of people do. Definitely remember that back in the day. Plus, like I said, it's become more popular, and some people swear that that's better recovery drink than your typical,
Mhm.
electrolyte replenishing drinks.
Yeah. Well, it has all this stuff in it, right? It's got your
Sugar,
antioxidants, your sugars, your proteins, your carbs. Yeah. So, and
yeah.
it's tasty. But
It's
I don't know, like,
whatever works. Whatever
ah,
works.
I wonder how it is though. Like, the muscle milk isn't quite as thick as milk. I don't think. Like, I don't know that I could get done with like, yesterday I did a tempo run,
Right.
and it was quite hot and humid, and I don't think I could have gotten done and been like, "Yeah, let me down this pint of muscle of chocolate milk here."
I I yeah, I know people will harp on getting the recovery, drink or food in you very quickly after a workout or a run or whatever, but I don't necessarily agree with that. I think that you can take some time to relax, let your body recover a little bit, and then get to that. Like, there's nothing wrong with drinking some water, having a piece of fruit or whatever, and then
Yeah,
later on having that recovery drink. There's nothing wrong with that. And some
yeah,
people don't do recovery drinks; they just don't do it. And once again, if you don't need it, then it doesn't really matter. It's just a
yeah,
personal preference. But obviously, if you were doing some kind of like endurance race, repetitive, like maybe like the dopey challenge, like when you did that, like obviously that's a race where I would recommend that you replenish somehow because you're racing again the next day and the next day and the next day. So that's
yeah.
completely different than if you did like one race. Like if you did a 5K on Saturday and Sunday's your day off, it's not going to matter as much.
Right,
But if
right.
you're going to race the next 3 days in a row, like you definitely got to replenish for sure.
Yeah, yeah. I think I try to get it started within a half hour to an hour. I know people that, like you said, they'll really try to get it in and gone as quick as possible, but I try to get it at least started within that half hour to 60-minute time frame.
Hmm.
Mostly because if I wait much longer than that, I'm just going to completely forget about it. And I always experiment with different things. Like, I don't drink muscle milk just because somebody said I should. I've tried other things and I feel that it works, and so I
Hmm.
do that. If I felt it didn't work, I'm not spending the money on that. You know.
Oh, for sure, for sure. That's just like with anything. I mean, even with like
Yeah.
footwear, like if someone comes up to me and says, "Hey, these are the best shoes on the planet," and they're $275, I'm not going to just take their word for it. I'm going
Yeah.
to look into it and see if they're worth the money. But a lot of times, just paying more for something doesn't necessarily mean it's better, especially when it comes to the performance of like that. Like if you said, "Oh, this muscle milk is better recovery drink, but it costs 2 or 3 times as much." Well, maybe, maybe not. You might want to look into it, try it. Shoes, same thing. Like we talked a bit about the what are they called?
Super shoes.
The carbon plated, yeah, the carbon plated super shoes. So I mean, I've tried them. I can't say that I love them. I would definitely say that they're a little bit unusual to get used to. Um, I would definitely like to try different brands and see if something else is better than what I have. But I'm not a big fan of them right now. Right now, I'm like, I could definitely leave these things. Um, But once again, I'm kind of new to the super shoe world. I haven't
Yeah.
worn Vibram Five Fingers like you do. Same thing. If I put those on, I might be going, "Oh, I could take or leave these things. Like they're
Hmm.
okay."
Sure.
But then if you get used to it and actually get the benefit from either one, sometimes it's a different story. So kind of like when we first started running and we would use like cross country flats or
Yeah.
road flats, something that we would run faster in, or even track bikes for that matter. You tend to say like, oh, I like this brand better than that brand. I like the way this
Oh
is
yeah.
cut better than that. I like this drop better than this drop. I like it a certain way. And then all of a sudden, you know what to race in for each event. You know what kind of shoe to put on. I would switch out between the 15 and the 8. Steeple had a different shoe. Indoor, usually use the same spikes as I use in outdoor. Cross country, I use a different shoe than I use for track. So yeah, so you definitely get to know like what shoe works for you, what brand works for you, what you can wear or not wear, why it's good for you, and you get like preferences on that, just like you with a trainer.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
I would say food and drinks are the same thing. Like you're gonna know like that works for me, that doesn't work for me. If I'm gonna run this event, I don't want to do that. I want to have more nutrients for say a half marathon or marathon versus a 5K or 10K.
Yeah. Yeah. Agreed.
Agreed. So the moral of the story, people, is it is gonna be hot, hot, hot. It's gonna be a hot summer. Enjoy it, but be smart. Work out, run, do whatever you're gonna do, but be smart about it. Get some advice. Get on YouTube and watch something. Learn
Yeah.
something.
Use your noodle.
This is two physical therapists with tons of experience telling you use your noodle. I always crack up because my kids, whenever something comes on, I'll be joking around with them. I'm like, I'm your density. They sometimes remember what movie's from, sometimes they don't. But anyway, I use it. It works.
That's great. Oh, I love
All
it.
right, guys.
But
We're gonna wrap it up there. I hope you have a great rest of the week. You already got past
yeah,
Monday. Things are gonna be awesome. Keep
enjoy
up the
your
good
4th
work.
of July.
Oh yes, enjoy your 4th of July.
Let's hope you can still high five with either hand after the holiday.
All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Maverick and Wolfman running out.